Hey guys, Mac with Beaufort Tabletop Gaming. I am super excited tonight. We're going to be checking out Twisted, a steampunk skirmish game by Demented Games. And I'll drop a link to their website in the description. But I'm super excited about this. They sent us a bunch of stuff to demo at Coastal Con to try to help get the game here in the States. They're out of Australia, and we're going to talk about this starter box set that you're looking at right now, some of the terrain that they have available, some of the starter boxes for your faction, and some of the individual minis, and I'm going to show you some of them, and we're going to get into the box. But let's not waste any time, let's jump right in. So starting with this box right here, this is the bad boy. Nice looking box, great artwork. Not going to bother opening this one because this one's going to be for sale at Coastal Con. But no worries, I've got this one right here that I already opened because this one is mine, just for me. So let's check out what's in the box. So for starters, we've got some tokens, templates, stun, run, all kinds of different stuff. We've got some cone templates, conditions, nice stuff. The card is, I don't know if you can really see that, but the card's a little thin for my flavor, for what I like. The tokens are still pretty, they're not too bad, but having thin card like that for a token, that's okay, because that just means I'm going to get acrylic ones, and I'm a sucker for acrylic tokens, so I got no problem with that. But nice tokens, good looking artwork on it. Here's some other stuff, some other tokens. Got some entangle, some tokens that mount into slaughter bases, some grenade scatter. That's pretty cool, that's handy. These right here are for the spell casting stuff, so you got your elemental stuff, earth, fire, water, so that's pretty cool. Nice stuff. Some other cool tokens right here. Priority, favor the engine. That's some other stuff we'll talk about in some of the other videos that we're going to do on Twisted, because we're going to talk a lot about Twisted because it's a super cool game. I'm really excited about it. So we're going to have some more videos. We're going to try to get some bat reps in. We're going to talk a little bit more about the rules, stuff like that. Now these, I've already peeked in the box. I couldn't help myself. I had to. So these cheat sheets, right? Everybody likes a good cheat sheet for a game. These are awesome. They're on really good card stock. They're pretty thick. I know you probably can't really see that, but they're really thick. They're sturdy. I really like that because honestly, these are going to see the most use out of anything. So it's nice. And look at that. 2 of them. One for you, one for your opponent. You got to love that. That's awesome. That's good thinking on their part, putting those in. And of course, the part everybody's waiting for, the Twisted rulebook. And you can see everything's packaged really nicely. I've got these kind of pulled up because everything was packaged so well it was hard to get out of the box. So, but here's the Twisted rulebook. Now you can check this out anyway online. It's free to download. But if you're anything like me, I like having a book in my hands. So I was really happy with this. And it is just really well laid out. One of the things that I really like about it is that it's got the kind of spine where it'll lay pretty flat. So when you're flipping through it, you can lay the book flat. But, you know, like most good rule books today, it's laid out really well. But here's the real good stuff. Lots of fluff going on, some really nice artwork. That's Bill Sykes. That's part of the story going on right there. You got to go online and read the story. That'll get you to download the book. So lots of cool stuff in here. Some examples for your factions. Just a nicely laid out book. A little background on some of the characters. These are servants of the engine right here. Servants of the engine characters. Then you've got some of the Dickensians. There's Bill Sykes right there with a little bit of background on them. So really cool. This is Nancy. She's terrifying. She's the thing. She's something out of nightmares. So I'm saying you got to go read the fluff that's in the book online. All right, so I'm going to take this piece out so we can get to everything. Now, strangely enough, one of the other cool parts about this box is it's a good box. So it's not a little flimsy box, it's a big sturdy box. So it comes with a set of dice, some black ones. These are probably all going to roll ones for me. Oh, that wasn't too terrible. So it comes with 2 sets of dice. I already opened those. Black set of dice, white set of dice for the 2 players. If you're a crafter, it comes with some nice thick cardboard that you can make something out of. And the cards. Now these are cool. I can't give you the full rundown on what all these cards do just yet, but we're going to take a look at them anyway. Our trusty razor knife to get into these bad boys. If I'm not mistaken, these are the alchemancy cards. So that's basically your spell casting in the game. Nice cards, good card stock, not thin cards. Nice artwork on the back. Nice colored artwork too, you know, to differentiate the cards. Look at those in a second. To differentiate the cards. So got some alchemancy cards. That's a lot of spells. That's really cool. That gives you a lot of different options. All right, let's put these over here so we can look at them while we're doing this, or at least have them kind of in the frame. Sorry about the light. I think it's this black box is messing me up with my light, so we're going to move that. You gotta bear with me, still new to all of this. Figuring out all of our lighting and videos and all that good stuff, how to do all this. But hey, we're having fun doing it. That's what counts. So let's check these ones out. Eye of the Engine cards. Oh man, I only know a little bit about this part of the game, but the engine is a major factor in the game. It's like the background sentient entity that's kind of controlling everything, and these are the Eye of the Engine cards that come into play. Like I said, we'll get into the rule stuff a little bit later. Not really going to press on that right now. And then we have another deck of cards here. Take a look at these. Not really sure what these are. Tarot of Taxing Tasks. Okay, so these are like objectives that you can fulfill throughout the game. Fight with honor. Fight with honor. I'm guessing you probably don't end up with that one very often with the Dickensians. They don't seem very honorable. Pass cards. Okay, read a little bit about the pass card. These are nice. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll talk about a little bit about the pass in the activations, in the activation part. So there's a couple more pass cards. And like I said, see, we got the different artwork color on the back so that you're kind of differentiating as you're playing, which is nice. Always a nice thing. And that is the box set right there. It's pretty good. It's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good quality stuff. Like I said, I'll drop a link in the description for Demented Games website, but we will have some of this product at CoastalCon if anybody's interested in picking it up. And my buddy Alan at Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia is going to be carrying some of it. So I know he's going to be carrying some. I don't know how much he's going to be carrying, but he will have some of it. So let's check out some more of this other stuff. Check out some of the terrain. So twisted base inserts. These are pretty cool. I like these. These don't do anything for me personally because I put all my stuff on clear bases. But if I didn't, I'd definitely use these because those are super cool and really easy. The gray board is super easy to work with. So got 2 of those. If you really like those, I'll actually have them at Coastal Con. Then we got, now these, I love these. These are so cool. Steampunk street lamps. How cool is that? That is awesome. So there's 6 in here, and those bad boys will be on the table at Coastal Con for sure. They'll actually be on my table like all the time. I'm going to use those in like every game that I play because these are super cool. So you can see there's a little bit of gray board material in the back too. But real simple but fancy. Looking forward to putting those together. These are also very cool. Going to make appearances in a bunch of my different games. So we got some steampunk walkways. Got a couple of these. These will make it onto our demo tables. Those are really cool. If you check out the Twisted Minions of the Engine Facebook group, one of the gentlemen, I can't remember who posted it, but he had just finished painting some of those and they looked amazing. And then we got the steampunk staircase because, well, you got to get up onto the walkway somehow, right? Also very cool. MDF, easy to work with. Looks like it's really well done too. And I don't know who all out there has put together MDF, but sometimes there's a lot of burning on it, and which doesn't make a difference except that it turns your fingers black, which is why you should always do what the terrain tutor Mel says and wipe it down. But I'm way too impatient to do that. I never do that. I just want to dive in and get it put together. And this was like a little special treat that they sent that is awesome. Number 42 Carver Lane. Look at that, man. That is so cool. That is awesome. What a great kit. And it's a pretty hefty one too. What is that? 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of MDF. Looking forward to putting that one together too. Probably not going to be painted quite as nicely by me, but I'm going to have it put together because it looks cool. So that's the terrain. Well, nope, got one more terrain piece left. This little stair stepper. Not actually sure what that is. You know what? I think that's. It looks like you put it. You look right there. It looks like you put it on the steps so that your minis don't fall off, so that you can actually have them positioned on the stairs. That's really cool. There's 2 in here. That's super cool. I really like that. That's a novel idea. Okay, so that is part of what I got in the big box from Demented Games that I was super excited about. Posted some pictures of it in the Twisted group and our Beaufort Tabletop Gaming Facebook group and a couple of other groups, just because I was so excited about it. I wanted to share it with everybody. But there was a lot more in the box because it was a big box. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what we also got. And this is kind of their line. I don't have all of the singles miniatures, but I do have all of the starter sets. So I'm going to start with the Scions of the Sands. These guys are awesome. I love this box set. The Scions of the Sands. Now, one of the things that I think is really cool that Demented did is they've got a set 1 and a set 2. So you're getting same faction, but different people within the faction, which I think is pretty cool. This particular one has Carter, and he's just cool. Right now in the fluff, he's searching in Egypt for, they've found a node, which is a piece of the engine, and that's what he's doing. But let's check out the back of this. I'm not going to open these boxes right now because I have some of the models already put together from my own kits. So there you go. This one comes with Carter, Agatha, Hercule, Guardian Dervish, 2 of those, and a Guardian Hunter, and a Hound of Set. Now, Hercule cracks me up because he's supposed to be, Agatha's like Agatha Christie, and you've got Hercule Poirot, which, if you know who that is, Agatha Christie wrote Poirot, and so that's pretty funny. So that's set 1 for the Scions of the Sand. Very cool box set. Then we have set 2. There you go, set 2, Scions of the Sands. Gorgeous box artwork. I'm a sucker for good artwork in a game. And here's who comes in set 2. Horace de Havilland. He's going to be essentially your leader in this group. He's like the drunken rich. Well, here you go. He's the son and heir to the de Havilland fortune. This rich wastrel can be a thorn in Carter's side, yet a useful ally. Then we've got the avatar of Set that Carter is controlling. Indigo Ford, yep, that's exactly who you think it is. That's Indiana Jones / Harrison Ford in girl form. And then we've got a few more Guardians, 2 Guardian Hunters and a Guardian Dervish. The Scions of the Sand also include the Canopic Jar cards, which is a whole nother thing that only they can use, that Carter discovered in the temples. So very cool also. Next up we have, this is the only one that right now has one set. So there is no set 2 to the Guild of Harmony, but they can be used as mercenaries. And you're going to really, if you haven't checked out Twisted, you're going to get a kick out of the back of this box. Because you have the White Rabbit, Alice, Zara Kraft, Albert, Tinkerbell. I'm never going to be able to say his name right. It's just going to come out Aykroyd, because I know who it's supposed to be. Dorothy and Maria Poppins. So, being a rather big Mary Poppins fan, because I have 5 kids, I'm really digging Maria Poppins and Albert. So they're very cool. Nice box. And each box set comes with all the cards, too, that you'll need for your faction. So super cool. Then we're going to get to the Servants of the Engine, which are exactly what they sound like. They are the Servants of the Engine. Again, they're going to have some super nice models. Gorgeous artwork on the front again. Really cool stuff. And what you've been waiting for, here's what's in this box set. Highwaywoman, Blacksmith, Lancer, Nightingale, Tesla, Nouveau. And again, the card. Servants of the Engine Box 1. Servants of the Engine Box 2. Again, the artwork is great. I take all this kind of stuff and I hang it up in my game room on the walls. I don't throw it away. So I love the artwork. Here we have Medusa, Lancelot, Gretel and Hansel, and instead of Hansel and Gretel, the teacher, the flower seller, the gamekeeper, and the sailor, all gentlefolk, which are, as I understand it, machinations, the creations of the engine to help out these guys. And then probably my favorite faction is next. The Dickensians. I love these guys. They are so cool. And again, great artwork on the cover, on the box. Flip it over. Oh yeah. We're not even going to waste any time here because I'm going to show you these models because I have these assembled. So I'm going to set this one aside. We're going to go right to set 2 for the Dickensians. Bam! Look at that. How awesome is that? Right? Set 2. And in set 2, we have Nancy. She terrifies me. Fagin, Oliver, Erkin Slasher, Erkin Dragoon, Erkin Shooter, and Erkin Slasher. These are, play on words there. Erkin, Urchin. Nancy did that to him. I'm going to show you one of them that's the stuff of nightmares. So, real quick, I'm going to show you a few of the singles that we got as well. None of these are assembled, and there's not really any pictures, so I'm going to do my best to get you a good view of them. There you go. This is Pascal Dulion. Anybody who speaks French out there can correct me on how you actually say his name. But he's pretty cool. You can pause the video and read that if you want. But nice miniatures, resin. I haven't actually built any of the resin ones yet, so I can't really speak to the resin quality, but the metal, we'll talk about that in a minute, has been really nice. That last guy was from the Guild of Harmony, as is this chap. Guild of Harmony. This is Monkey. Very much designed kind of after the Monkey King. Far eastern branch of the Guild of Harmony. Super cool. Great model. Then we have this lovely fella. This is Pigsty. So you can, look at that little fat pig dude. That's awesome. That is awesome. And I like too how they make him. He's a girl chaser, and he's a little fat pig man. That cracks me up. Then we have here's a better look at Indigo Ford. We got an extra one of these in our stuff that is going to be up for sale at Coastal Con. A little bit of artwork there. She's pretty awesome too. I mean, I really haven't seen any of. They've all been super impressive, and when I get to the models, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So these next ones that we have, let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Let me show you this one first. Here's the, can't really see much because he's in a lot of pieces, but this is set. So this is the avatar that comes in the Scions box, set 2. But also very cool. And you can see the card in there behind them right there. So you still get the card in the singles as well. Now these two are a couple of the new sculpts that they have out. So we've got the Rotten Mummy. Really like that model. He's not my favorite though. The one I have in my other hand is my favorite. Cool artwork there. Probably going to hang those on my wall too when I get those. This is the one I like, the Scarab Mummy. I mean, really nice sculpt. I mean, look at that detail. Really nice. I mean, who doesn't want these models? Like, even if you weren't going to play the game, who doesn't want cool models in their game? I play a lot of miniature agnostic games too, so when I come across some really sweet models, I'm all over them. So okay, I'm going to show you some of the Dickensian Starter Set 1. I've got these assembled, and I couldn't resist starting to paint some of them, so I got a little bit of paint on some of them. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and start showing you. So first we have Bill Sykes. Try to get you a good shot of him. So there's Bill. Man, that's just a great model. One of the good things too is, as I was assembling these guys, all of the pin points were really clean. Very little cleanup to get them to go in smoothly. Haven't really had to green stuff or fill any gaps on arms or legs, and very little flashing. And I'm kind of a miniature snob, and I blame my friend James Baldwin, who created the Drowned Earth, for me being a miniature snob, and my other friend Eric Luchard, who created Deep Wars and Shadowsea, because their sculptors and their casts for their models are just ridiculous good. And so now that's like the standard, and I'm gonna tell you, Demented Games and Twisted, they're right there. They're in my wheelhouse. I love it. Great models. So here we have Sourberry. He was an Undertaker. Let me see if I can get that a little bit more of my... There we go. He was an Undertaker. Now check this out, right? Check out that timepiece. Can't really get that to focus very well, but there we go. That thing is awesome. So we'll look at a couple of their cards too in just a second. Then we have Dodger. You may recognize some of these names. Now Dodger hasn't even gotten any primer yet, but Dodger's cool. And hey, it's steampunk, so everybody needs a mono wheel dude in a steampunk game, right? Again, even for what he is, he was 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, went together really easy. The body going into the wheel, super easy. I stuck a little piece of green stuff in there just to speed the process so I didn't have to hold it, because I'm very impatient when it comes to that. And then we have some of the Urkin. Love these models. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the fluff on them. So they're street urchins, and Nancy experiments on them and turns them into these things. and they're just scary. This one is the one that is the stuff of nightmares. I messaged one of the guys at Demented Games and he asked me which one was my favorite Irken, and I told him that this one is the stuff of nightmares. So here's a little girl Irken that Nancy created, dragging her teddy bear with a gas mask, and she's got a steampunk gun. Like, that's just right out of nightmares, man. Nancy is not a good person. And then I don't have him glued yet, so that's his little hand. But this is the Irken Alchemancer. So he's going to be your spellcaster for the Irken. And these unprimed ones, you can't really see a lot of the detail. And the Alchemancer, he turns into this fine fellow right here. This guy is awesome. He is just loaded with little cool details. Got a little, I don't know if it, let's see, you can get that to focus there. That's like Jiminy Cricket on his arm or something. And then look at that little bit of detail there on his finger. If you can see that, there's a little mouse right there on his finger. That is just cool, just loaded with little details, you know? And that really takes a model over the top. And like I said, I'm getting a little bit of paint on them. I'm no master painter to be sure, but I like to do it. And then we've got, here's Carter. You see, I got him on a little stand so I can paint him. Got his little canopic jar there in the front. And one gnarly looking steampunk pistol. And we have Agatha. Again, I mean, I know these aren't the absolute most fabulous shots in the world, but if you can see some of that detail, it's just fabulous. And like I said, with that kind of detail, and then just the very, very little bit of cleanup I had to do was great. Then we have, this is the one I'm farthest along on. I'm hoping to finish him tonight. This is Hercule Poirot. Focus, Hercule. See if I can get him in there. I'll master this camera eventually. There we go. So he's coming along slowly. Still a lot to do on him, but I just started a little bit last night. And then this was a very generous offering right here that they sent to us since we're doing the demos and trying to get some traction for Twisted in the States. This is Trevor. Right here, let's see that. He's really tiny, so he is a steampunk rat. He makes me think of Rizzo from the Muppets. And he will actually be in the demo that we're running at Coastal Con. He's like one of the main characters. So I've got a few other models here, but I'm not going to jump into those. I want to show you some of the cards and talk a little bit, just a little tiny bit, about how a little bit of the stuff works. So what you have is you've got these cards here. And what these are is your activation cards. So you got a Guardian Hunter. This is for the Scions of the Sand. Dervish, there's Indigo, Horus, Set, another Dervish, Hound of Set, Hercule, Agatha, Carter, and a Dervish and a Hunter. So when you have your game all set and ready to go, and you've got your faction all set, so you say we got Carter, Agatha, Hercule, and I don't know, let's say Horus and Indigo, just because they're cool models. So you have them. This is your activation deck, and you'll pull from this deck, and that's the order that you'll activate in. Now again, this isn't going to be a rules one, so I don't remember if this is a shuffled deck or if you stack it. I have to look. But again, this is just an overview. This isn't the rules stuff. This is just us diving into the box because, oh my gosh, it's so cool. How could you not want to? It was killing me just to wait until Thursday to do this. I got the box Monday. It's been killing me waiting to share this with you guys. And then here's one of the cards. Now, I'm going to tell you one of my absolute favorite things about these cards, and it's this right here. The rules, the explanations are written out on the back. I love that. I play a game called Deep Wars and Shadow Sea, and they print theirs on tarot-sized cards, and you never have to reference the rule book. And there's a lot of that going on here. You have everything at your disposal on this card. I know some people don't like the front-back thing because of having to flip the card over. Me, I'm a fan because I like to be able to just have the card and nothing else, to not have to look in the book. So I can tell you a little bit about the cards. So you've got your speed, which pretty much all you gamers are going to know that. That's how far you're going to move. Your strength, your finesse, your attack, your defense. I might have to look that one up. I'm not sure what those last ones are. The last one's alchemy. I think the arm is armor. I can check that real quick before we finish up. But and then your life, and then your weapons and their special rules, the ranges, any special abilities. Since Carter is an alchemancer, he's got this little alchemancy chart down here too. And again, like I said, I love this. Weapon properties, explaining everything to you, what the canopic jar does, and the special rules. That's just, that makes the game flow easy and fast for me. Like I said, I know not everybody's a fan of that, but I am. It's a big thing for me. And then, of course, here's some of the Dickensians. That focus, sorry about that. Bill Sykes, absolutely terrifying fellow. So, yeah, very, the Blood Rage Urkin, that was that big one. I really like him. Not quite as much as I like the little terrifying one, though, that gives you nightmares. She's awesome. So that, in a nutshell, is what we got. We will have stuff there to buy at Coastal Con if anybody's interested. If you're not, that's cool too. I don't care. If you're not coming to Coastal Con, that's okay too. We're just happy to share this. We're really excited, working on getting 2 tables for sure built. So what we're working on now is the London East End, kind of the slums, for one of our tables. And then the other table I'm working on right now is a desert table for the Scions of the Sand. And what I'm trying is, these got a little bit of primer on, is I printed these. So they're actually sci-fi buildings. You know, they're kind of Star Wars Legion-esque, but I don't play Legion. I love Star Wars, but I don't play Legion. I don't like the larger games anymore. I'm more of a skirmish guy. But I've been printing a bunch of these, and we're going to do a layout with some of these and a marketplace, lots of alleys and stuff for things to happen in. So we've got those plans, but we're also, you may or may not have seen the video that I already did. Let me see if I can get the camera to help me out here for just a second. But I've got right in front of me the other table we're working on, which is Zunantunich. Anybody that's been to Belize might recognize that name. And Peter at Demented Games is going to write us a scenario for this table. Yeah, that's awesome. I use this table in a bunch of different games I play too. And the temple is just, I love it. It's absolutely awesome. Still working on the inside. You can see the blue in there. Those are tiles I'm printing, and it's not quite finished in there. We'll get those all done and painted up. But that, in a nutshell, is Twisted. I got my little stack creating a shadow there. There we go. That's Twisted, and we are super excited to be sharing it with you. We hope you guys will go check it out. Like I said, I'm going to drop a link in the description. I'll drop a link for the Facebook group and for the website so you can check them out. And if you are close enough to Beaufort, South Carolina, we invite you to come to Coastal Con and check the game out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I just can't wait to get stuck in on this game. I'm really excited about it. So until next time, We are Beaver Tabletop Gaming. I am Mac, and I am not even sure what game I'm going to review next or what I'm going to do. I think we still have Ragnarok slated, but my buddy Raul wasn't able to be here, so we kind of backburnered that one for right now. But that should be the next one up that we're going to talk about is Ragnarok, and we're working on getting set up so that we can do battle reports for all of these games. So really excited about that too. If you like what you see, subscribe, click the like button, share it, whatever. If you didn't like it, that's okay too. But we will see you guys in the next video.